Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to Geeks4Geeks. Myself Shivam, and today in this video we are going to see problem of the day. So the problem name is rotate and delete. We are going to first understand the problem statement, then we will see the given test cases, and then we will write code. After that, we will also discuss the time and space complexity of our code. Okay, so let's start. So the problem statement is saying that given an array integer, assume sz to be the initial size of the array. Now do the following operation exactly as z divided by 2 times. In every kth operation, we need to do two things. First, right rotate the array clockwise by 1. And then the second thing is delete the n minus k plus 1th element from the beginning of the array. Now after that, return the first element of the array. So this is the problem statement we have. So let's try to understand this using the given test cases. Okay. So if you see, the first test case given is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? This is the array we are given with. So what exactly we need to do? Every time we need to do two given operations here. Now the first operation is rotate the array by clockwise, right? So let's rotate the array clockwise. That is after the rotation, this original array will look something like this: 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we need to delete the last element of the array, right? Why last element and why not second last? What is the formula of this n minus k plus 1? Let's try to understand this in very detail. Okay, so let me show you here. So the problem statement we have already discussed. Now the same input I have taken here. Now we will try to understand with the help of proper explanation. So now if you see, the given array is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So what exactly I am doing? First of all, I am saying that, okay, we are going to start from k is equal to 1. Why we are going to start from k is equal to 1? Because it is already given in your question. If you see, now 1 less than equal to k, and this k should be less than equal to sz divided by 2. So it is already given in the problem. So I am going to start with 1. Now, when k is equal to 1, the first operation we need to do is that we need to rotate this array. So we are rotating this array by clockwise direction, right? So I have rotated already here. So my array is looking, initial array was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and after rotation, my array is looking like this: 6, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now after that, in the second step, the question is asking us to remove n minus k plus 1th element of the array. Now, if you see, n minus k plus 1th element is, what is n here? N is the size of the array, right? So the current size of the array, because look, every time when you are going to remove one element from the array size will be decreased by 1, correct? So we need to maintain the original size as well, so that we can execute our loop. So first we will have the original size in some other variable, let's say sz as given in the question. In this, we will be storing the current length of the array, okay? Array.length. And this n is the current length of the array. So right now both are same, but n will keep decreasing every time when we will be removing one element from the array. But this will remain same as we have taken it before only, right? So what exactly we need to do? N minus k plus 1. What is n here? So in our array, our n is length of the array 6, right? So 6 minus, what is the value of k? So we are doing this operation for k is equal to 1. So 6 minus k, that is 6 minus 1 plus 1. It means our value is 6. It means we need to remove the 6th element of the array. Okay, so if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the element which will be removed is 6, but this is the original array. We need to remove it after rotating the array, right? As per the problem statement we have. So this is our rotated array, and this is the 6th element of your array, isn't it? See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is the 6th element of our array. But are we going to remove the element 6 from the array directly? Since our array starts from 0th index, right? It is 0 based index array. So our index will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the 5th index where the element lies. So yes, we need to remove the 6th element of the array, but it is currently at index 5, right? So make sure that you are not removing the 6th element of the array directly. Otherwise, it will give you array index out of bound, because we don't have a valid index 6 here. Right? So I hope you understood. So we remove the 6th element, that is the 5th index element from our array. Now after removing, our array is looking like something, is looking like this: 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? We have removed 5 from our array. Now if you see, our size has been decreased by 1. Now our size of the array is 5 only. So n value is 5, okay? Now let's see other iteration as well, right? Now in the second iteration, it is given like k value is 2, okay? So this is the second iteration we are having, and we are again going to do the same thing that we did in the first iteration here, right? So first we are going to rotate the array. So this is the array. We are again going to rotate it by 1 in the clockwise direction. So we rotated it by 1 and now our array will look like this, right? Because look, 4 came here now, right? And all the element shifted by 1 in the right direction. So this array will look something like this. Correct? Now what next? Now we are going to again use the same formula given in the question, but this time n value is 5. Remember, n value is 5. So 5 minus k. What is the value of k right now? K value is 2. So 5 minus 2 plus 1. So what is this? This is 3 plus 1, which is 4th, right? So it means now we need to remove the 4th element of the array. Now this is the 4th element of the array, right? I have already encircled it. So this is the 4th element in the array, but the index, talking about the index we have, so the starting index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It means we need to remove the 4th element of the array, but this 4th element of the array is at index 3 in our array, right? So we are removing 3rd index element from our array. So now our array will look something like this. I hope you are getting my point. Now let's go ahead and let's try to see the other case as well, like other iteration as well. I will tell you when we have to stop, but let's continue. So now your array is 4, 6, 1 and 3. Now in the 3rd iteration, when k value is 3, again we are going to apply the same formula. We have rotated the array by 1. First of all, we have rotated the array by 1 and then we are using the same formula. Now the length of our array is 4 now, right? After removing the previous element. Now n minus 1, n minus k, right? That is 4 minus k. K value is 3 now. 4 minus 3 plus 1. It's going to be 2. So we need to remove the 2nd element from our array, which is present at 1st index of the array. So we are going to remove 4 from our array. So now your array will look something like this. Okay. Now what next? Now again we have k value 4. Now if you see k value is 4. Now if you follow this step, then what will be our element that will be removed here? So it will be n minus k. Now the length of the array is 3 minus 4 plus 1, right? But wait, should we perform this step? I don't think so. Let's see the problem statement for this. So if you see, it is already mentioned in the problem statement that if you do the following operation, exactly size divided by 2 times. This size is actually original size of our array. We have already stored original size of our array in sz variable, and now we need to perform divided by 2 times only, right? So if you see, our initial size of array was 3 only, right? Initial size of array was 3, and oh my bad, the initial size of our array was 6, right? Now 6 divided by 2 is 3. So we need to perform this operation only 3 times. So till k is equal to 3, we need to do this operation. So till k is equal to 3, it means till this point, what was our final array? This was our final array. Note that we are not removing this array. Sorry, we are not rotating this array, because we have, if we will rotate the array, we will rotate it in 4th iteration, but we are not even going to the 4th iteration. So the array will not be rotated, and this will be our final array. Now which element will be our answer? So again, it is given in the problem statement that we need to return the 1st element of the array. So the 1st element of our array is 3 only. So this is going to be your output. Okay. So our output for this input is 3, as it is given in the test case itself. Look, our output is 3. Now let's see one more output here. Now if you see the test case 2, we have this exactly same thing. What we need to do, first we need to rotate our array in clockwise direction by 1. So we have rotated it, and then we are again applying the same formula, and we are removing the 1st element from the 1st element of our array, right? 1st element of our array. So it means length of the array is 4 minus 1 plus 1, which is 4. It means we need to remove this element 3. This is the 4th element of our array. Continuing this step, you will able to get the last element of the array, which is, and your answer is going to be 2. Again, make sure that you are not traversing in all the array and you are not rotating it for each and every element, right? Because it is already given, you just need to do this operation by size of the array divided by 2, right? So I hope you understood the test cases given here. Now let's try to code. Okay. Okay. So first of all, if you remember, we have already decided that we have to keep the original size of our array with us, right? Because the array size will keep decreasing, that we don't want. Now here in the question, we are given with a list, right? So the list name is ARR. So first let's store the original size of our array. So let's create a variable sz in which we are going to store. Now since it is not array, this is a list, right? So it will be array.size. Now what next? We have stored it, right? Now, for every kth operation, right, and the kth operation will start and the kth value will start from 1, right? So let's have a variable for that as well, which will be starting from 1. So now our while loop. Now, why we are using a while loop? Because we need to do this operation exactly size divided by 2 times. So we have to use a loop, right? So here in this code, I am going to use while loop. You can use any for loop. You can use any loop like for loop or while loop. It depends on you, right? So the starting point is already said, it is 1, right? And we will be iterating through this while loop till k less than equal to what? Size divided by 2. Now sz divided by 2, right? And every time, what exactly we have to do? We have to first rotate the array by 1, right? For that, in Java, we already have collection.rotate, right? So let's use it. Now, in this, we want to rotate our array by 1, right? So we will be first passing our array to it, that is our list, and we will be passing that the number by which we want to rotate our array in the clockwise direction, which is 1 in our case. So I passed 1 here. Now, after rotating, what should we do? We have to remove the element, right? So again, array.remove is our function, right? This remove function will help to remove that particular index value from the array list. Now, which element we should remove? As we have decided that in question it is given that the length of the array, which is what is the length of the array in our case? We need to find out minus k. K is already here, right? K. Now, if you do plus 1, it will give you array index out of bound, because this is the n minus k plus 1 is the element of the array, but we want to remove it from our list, which is 0th base index list. So make sure not to include this one, otherwise you will get array index out of bound. So remove this one, remove this one, and it will be like this only. We are removing this one so that we can remove that element from particular index of our list, and that is the reason we are removing it. Okay. Now, after removing, what should we do? We should increase the value of k by 1, and that's it. After we have iterated, or after the n minus 2 operation or the size divided by 2 operation, now we should get out from the while loop, and whatever the list we have, whatever the elements we have in our list, we need to return the first element of our list. So let's return array dot get, and the first, that is the 0th index element, and that is going to be your answer. So let's run our code and let's see if it is working. Okay, I missed semicolon here. Okay, so our array is working fine. Let's submit it and let's see if it is passing all the test cases. Great. So as you can see, it passes all the test cases we have, right? It means our code is working fine now. Now let's discuss the time and space complexity of this code. Now, if you see, we are performing only 2 or 3 operations in our code, right? First, we are using a while loop. Inside that while loop, what exactly we are doing? We are doing only 3 things. We have only 3 lines of code. In the first line of code, we have collection.rotate, right? Now, if you don't know, collection.sort, sorry, I've written sort here. Collection.rotate takes big of n time. Why? Because when you rotate one element by 1, it removes the element from the list and then it adds in our list, right? So if it add, then all the other element of our list gets shifted by 1 time, right? And that is the reason it takes big of n time. Now, about the second line we have in our code, that if you see, we are removing one element from our array, right? From our list. So now removal will again same big of n time. The reason is, when you remove one element from list, it will take big of 1 time. But when you, after removing, all the other element will be shifted by 1 in the right side, right? If it is in the case of array, right? Or in the case of list as well. So it will take big of n time, right? So the deletion operation will take big of n time here. So I hope you understood the first and the second operation that we are doing. And overall, it will take big of n time complexity as well, right? because big O of n plus big O of n is equal to big O of 2n. Now this 2 is constant, so the overall time complexity is big O of n. So what do you think? Our time complexity is big O of n? No, because if you see, this big O of n operation is happening inside a while loop, and this while loop is running for size divided by 2, which takes, let's say, n divided by 2 times it will run. So for every execution of while loop, it will take big O of n time. So for n by 2 execution of while loop, it will take n by 2 into n, which is big O of n square time. Since 1 by 2, this 2 is constant, so we will remove it. So our overall time complexity is going to be big O of n square in our code. And what about the space complexity? Are we using any space? No. All the things are happening internally only, right? So we are not taking any extra space. So the space complexity is going to be big O of 1 only. So what is the expected time and space complexity given in our problem? So the expected time and space complexity is big O of n square, and the expected space is big O of 1. So it is working as given in the question. So I hope you understood the problem statement, the solution, and the time and space complexity. Thank you for watching this video.